than usual.
Laura. Laura Dwyer-Schlecke here from Thinking Real Estate.
I know, and we have a guest today, Simon Foster from the Jackson Area Transit Authority.
Good morning. It's awfully chilly out here.
Yeah, Joe, speak into the mic.
It
We won't
is,
hear
huh?
ya. Oh my God, I think my car
I
said
agree.
it was -1 or something.
Huh?
My car said -1. What is
My
it?
car says 0 because it's at home.
How'd you get here?
Didn't start.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you hitchhike?
I had to call JTA.
There you go. You were there on time. Got you in the work.
That got me right in there.
Fantastic.
Yeah. That's a great route that goes to Glenshire Drive.
Right. A lot of people to pick up and deliver here at
Huh?
3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you pick up people at 3 o'clock in the morning?
No, we actually don't pick up people at 3 o'clock in the morning. But speaking of, we might be able to
Because of that survey?
because of the survey.
If you get enough responses?
Exactly. So not only if we get enough responses, but we get enough responses about pickup time. So we might be able to do 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I have heard from through when the city was doing their master plan, and they did their citizen engagement sessions. There were people who had said that when we get off of work, the bus isn't working.
Right, and so since I've recently been here, I've heard some of the same things. So we're looking forward to kind of seeing what the results are, and we're sending over 60,000 surveys around the county and to 10,000 businesses as well. So I think it's extremely imperative for JATA to hear the word of the Jackson County.
How many surveys have you gotten back so far? Do you know?
So far, we've gotten only about a little over 1,000.
Oh, okay.
But we're seeing some issues with Postal Service that our firm just got in contact with us about. So we're actually extending the survey. So this is so important for us to kind of get the message out there. So anyone who has not taken part of the survey would love to hear from you.
And how do they get the survey?
Right. So so we're sending out those postcards to those individuals that have yet to receive postcards. But for anyone else who have not received the postcard yet, and who would like to fill out the survey, you can go to Lockwood Research. That's lockwoodresearch.info/JATA. Again, that's Lockwood Research. It's LOCKWOODRESEARCH.info/JATA. Or you can give them a call. The number is 1-855-505-0507.
Not on your website?
Absolutely. You can go on our Facebook. You can check it out. It's one of the first postings, actually, so easy to get in contact with.
Can you give us the survey?
Yeah, actually, we can mail you the survey as well. So
Can you give it to me today?
Yes, I can send you a copy of it, or you can go to that site.
Can you verbally
Can
give me the quiz?
Verbally.
oh,
See, I wasn't getting that one either, Greg.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have?
Yeah, I actually have the surveys. They're quite extensive, so they're going to take 10 to 15 minutes.
Let's see if there's one question though that would be
Just give me a
appropriate
couple examples.
Oh, is this the survey? Sorry, I pulled the wrong thing out of your hands. That's how I roll. I know I filled out the survey, and one of them was, is there a bus stop close to your
Right.
house?
Right.
And the answer to mine was yes, it's right in front of it.
Good.
Actually, it's right in front of our office building, which is right
We
next to our
want to
house.
hear that, but we also believe that there's a few things that are really important to Jackson County residents, especially here within the authority, which is the city. What are the top 3 most important priorities for JATA over the next couple of years? So one of them being extending JATA's routes and schedules within the city of Jackson, expanding JATA's routes and schedules throughout Jackson County, and improving JATA's fleet and facilities. We're looking at security as well. So
Do you
there's
think
quite
they'd
a few
even
things.
know what your fleets and your facilities are like? Because nobody goes to your facility.
Right. Yeah, actually, yeah, because our garage is located in 2350 East High Street. We would love to give anyone a tour if you would like one. I think it's fascinating because the first time I came to Jackson, I just saw the transfer center. It was nothing like the garage.
Right.
So we have, 8, 9 pumps available. We're actually the largest in the county
What's a
as far
pump?
as pumps. So gas pumps.
Oh, okay.
Diesel and regular gas pumps. Also our garage, we have 5 garages that can tow very large buses. So, I mean, our garage is very extensive, and I think a lot of people, if you came out and saw it, you'd be pretty impressed.
Wow. Well, but I saw that on the survey and I thought, well, that's not important to me because, you know, I bet that doesn't get a high rating.
Yeah.
Except for maybe from your board members.
Well, actually, the approved data is fleet and facilities. So far, what we've seen is, I think that's around 15%, just because it does come in the top 5. I know we're looking at the top 3, but it does come in the top 5, just because we're talking about
Maybe
the
the
buses, right?
Yeah,
and the
okay.
transfer center might need updates as well.
Well, the bus I was on a bus. They gave us a ride out to a the statue unveiling at the airport. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
mean-
Yeah, so I mean, the oldest bus we have is 2009, which
Wow,
is
that's-
fantastic.
That's pretty good.
Buses are kept in fantastic shape by our mechanics.
Do you have
but
internet service on your buses?
no, that would be fantastic, right? So,
Yeah.
so those are options. So Wi-Fi, people counters, seeing where the bus is live for some of our riders. Those are all options in the future.
Yeah, I can tell you. You want me to tell you what my top
Absolutely.
three were?
We'd love to
They
hear.
were right in a row. Public awareness of your current services, quality and reliability of on-time performance, and customer information on schedules and stuff and things like that.
Absolutely, and that's something that we continue to work on. And with the addition with our brand new website, information is a lot easier to view for riders.
Are you going to do one of those? I went to a conference and one of the vendors there had something that I think you can put it on the bus and then I can download an app and I can see exactly where the bus is so I don't have to in -1 degree weather stand there maybe, you know.
Right.
And
So
freeze.
to kind of see where the bus is, right?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So that takes a lot of money.
That's like a tracer.
Right. So
Right.
live updates is as far as where the
Now
bus is.
JPS is using that.
Are they?
Yeah.
Maybe you could do something in conjunction with JPS.
Yeah,
You
and-
know, that would be collaboration, wouldn't it?
Yeah, could be.
I think looking into what they've done and seeing what is available on our end is so important. So we're definitely willing to work with the community and see what is already out there.
So I got look at for school.
So Jackie
Oh.
just handed me her cell phone and when she's getting her master's at the University of Michigan and she parks far away from her class, far away. So she just showed me how she can track where the bus is that she has to take to get
Let me,
to her
let me
class.
say something about U of M. Thank you for not having that when I was there. The Magic Bus, we didn't even know where the Magic Bus was. Now you know where it is on your phone. That's amazing.
So you can sit in your nice warm car.
I had to stand outside.
Yeah.
Well, you should have waited till you're probably about the same age as Jackie.
Yeah, I should have waited to go to
I
school
can't even
then.
go back to my school.
It's not there?
All the parking tickets that they had.
Oh, what school did you go to?
Eastern Michigan.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to park a long,
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
commuter school. That's why.
awful.
Yeah. I walked.
See, if
I
we had
went to the
JATA
door.
service out there, it'd be fantastic.
That would have worked.
Drop you
Well,
right off at the door.
So do you
But we
go,
do have buses that go to Jackson
Yep.
College here.
do you go to
Absolutely.
Baker and Jackson?
Yeah, so we currently go to Baker, and primarily the entire reason why we're over there, and that's our Ganson Blackman route, is because Myers pays a fee.
Oh, right.
And so Jackson College pays a fee as well to ensure their students go out there, because as long as we're doing work outside of the city, we don't want to use taxpayers' dollars, those who live within the city limits, to do outside the city limits routes.
So,
we
is
need
there a
to work
millage
with
that's paying for, how
Right,
do you
so
guys get funded
so
now?
right now we have 1 mil, so that's 1 mil for a millage inside the city limits. So everyone pays a very nominal percentage, and we get funded. So that covers about $390,000. Of course, that doesn't. It's extremely subsidized, and we're looking over $7 million being funded by the federal government in conjunction with MDOT. So the millage only covers a very small portion of what our costs are. But with the support of the community, we can grow, we can better services, and we can improve economically the city of Jackson.
So, if it were a perfect world, what would JATA be doing?
I think right now, exactly what we're doing right now. We're finding out from the people by sending this survey out exactly what they want to see. Because again, this is Jackson, this is not Detroit, I say that all the time, this is not Ann Arbor, this is not San Diego. So our
Although
riders...
we like San Diego's weather, just about now.
Oh, yeah.
right?
We can bring that here,
Yeah.
absolutely. So bringing those things in those particular communities to Jackson may not benefit Jackson riders. But what we do want to see an increase in is young riders, professionals riding the bus, making it easier for our seniors to also ride the bus and understand the system here. We want to increase, just make sure that it's aware for individuals who have yet to ride our bus, because it's extremely easy. We have a 95% coverage here in the city. It's only going to be about a block and a half for anyone to get to any particular stop.
Yeah, I was looking at the route last night.
Mhm.
I was looking for a map and I found the bus route.
Yeah. See, so and you
They're by
checked
your
out
house a
our
lot.
brand new website. Did you look at the new?
No, actually, I
website?
was looking at our master plan
Okay.
documents, and it's part of our master plan.
Okay.
What's gonna be the trick to get people to ride the bus?
You know, I don't think that in any transportation person couldn't tell you what would be the one trick. I think there's multiple things that you can do. I think that engaging yourself within the community, making sure that people are aware of what you do. But I think what's most important is ensuring that you get them on the first time. Because there's a stigma here in the Midwest that only poor people
Yeah.
or mentally ill people ride the bus. No, we want everyone to ride the bus,
Right.
because gas prices aren't going to hold steady where they are now. It's not going to be around $2 or under $2 where we saw it just over the winter. And so with the road conditions as well, you don't want to beat up your car. If you look at the expenses, if you look at how much insurance costs, we aren't necessarily going to be able to save money if we continue the path that we're on as far as using a vehicle, a personal vehicle. So riding a bus is extremely, it helps the personal individual, but it also helps the city.
But I think you hit a nerve. You're not gonna get me or Laura, we're not gonna ride the bus. But you gotta, if you could get the young people, they might continue to ride the bus.
Well, and maybe going to the large apartment complexes,
Mhm.
but you're not going there now, I assume, because they're outside the city.
Right, so a lot of them actually will be discontinuing if we don't get the support from the community, if we don't get the support from outside of the
city.
city limits. We need the support to continue to serve those residents who are outside the city limits.
Are there any townships that put money into your system?
So currently, none. And as far as I know, we've worked with them before. They've worked with us before, but things haven't worked out to where we were able to provide a service.
Right.
I think it's so imperative that those individuals outside the city limits receive the service. We see a high number on our Ganson Blackman route, so we would like to continue those services.
How would you get someone on the bus?
I don't know. I see a lot of buses riding around that
Uh-huh.
look
I
pretty
see them.
empty.
They are right in front of my office building. I want to get artsy bus stops in, and Scott promised me that I could talk about that.
Absolutely.
I wonder if Scott's listening. Shout out to Scott Timbrink,
Yes,
who connected me with Simon, although I knew Simon before, but
good guy.
for the radio to get this survey information out.
By the way, that man doesn't know he knows everything about Jackson.
He does, and he's not from here.
Oh, really? I didn't know
He
that.
is not from here.
I
He's
wouldn't have guessed
from
that.
Holland, isn't he, Jackie?
I'm not really sure.
Well, they
He's
go
only
back
been here like
to Holland a lot,
10
so I think
years.
they're from there. So he is not from Jackson.
Okay. But I think to your point, we all need to work together
Right.
to improve transportation because there's studies say there's a huge economic advantage to having a good transportation authority, and especially here in Jackson County, especially when we look at the demographics of the population here. We need a good transportation system, especially when you have over 38% of residents who do not have access to a vehicle.
Really? There's
Absolutely.
that many?
Right, 38% of individuals here do not have a vehicle.
In the city
In
or in
this
the
city.
county?
In this city, right now, 38% of individuals do not have
And those are
a car.
individuals that are 16 and older that could drive?
18 and older.
18? Really? How do you know that?
18 and older. So I looked at the census, and we found that with the single-family homes, One or more cars, we're looking at a little over 60%. So this is a motor city state, and in this city, we don't have a lot of vehicles, or we have a large number of vehicles or homes who have one or
Of course,
no
you're in the
cars.
city, you shouldn't need to have a vehicle.
Right.
I mean, so I
Oh,
was
come on.
I was just at a legislative breakfast at the Jackson Area Association of Realtors, and I asked where the bagels were from, and they said Panera Bread, and I said, oh, these are so good. I don't get out there; it's too far out. And Mike Shirky, the delayed reaction goes, it's too far out. And I go, when you live in the center of town, that's a long way to the northwest corner of the city limits, right?
I agree with Mike Shirky. No, it's not very
When you
far.
can walk and bike to everything. Of course, I could bike there, and I have walked up there. Just saying.
Yeah. No,
you get
we're-
spoiled when you live in the city.
We're creatures of habit,
Right,
and everybody has a car,
right.
and I think you gotta get the young people to make that part of their
Right.
plan.
Well, the transit authority is so important to a community, along with being able to walk and bike, and get rid of the motorized vehicles. We shouldn't be so car dependent.
Absolutely, especially downtown.
So are kids using this to go to JC?
Absolutely. So Jackson College
That's
and
a
the new
big
school,
one.
Da Vinci, definitely using ridership is up.
Da
increased-
Vinci's using it?
Da Vinci's absolutely using it as well.
Wow.
They have their own separate contract as well. So Jackson College and Da Vinci is using the JATA as a service.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's creative.
Yeah.
Any
absolutely.
other creative outside the city?
You know, our demand response goes outside of the city limits as well. And we
Right.
see a very high volume of riders as well. And I know those residents, that's all I've been hearing, is that they want to increase in service. Because right now we only go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Whereas in the city limits, we
To
go
where?
every single day outside of the
So to
the
like
city
Myers
limits.
is what you're talking about.
Right, so any individuals who live outside of the city limits, they're like a demand response ride. That means a vehicle coming to pick them up wherever they may be. If it's at their home, if it's at a store, they'll come to the door and then take them to point B, wherever that may be. And so as far as that service, it's only Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for outside the city
Yeah,
limits.
I
And
think
you
I
charge
thought we
for
were
it.
talking about the line route.
No, not talking about the city bus or line haul.
Okay, that's
Well,
what I'm talking about.
Do you have a limit as to how far outside the city you go?
Not as far as demand response. Now, line haul.
Like if I live in Grass Lake and I call you, you'll come pick me up?
Absolutely.
I live in the city and I'm going to Grass Lake, will you take
Absolutely.
me there? Oh. Not that I need to go to Grass Lake, but whatever. Good
Absolutely.
to know.
So a lot of people depend on those services just because of our line haul. Our city buses do not go outside of the city limits.
So who's
what-
paying for that, Simon?
So right now, I mean, we're paying for it. So all the residents here is paying for it, but primarily you're looking at any tax dollar around the country is paying for it. It averages
So this is an
$46 a ride. We're charging anywhere between $3.50 to $9.
And it averages how much per?
$46 a ride, one way.
Holy moly.
Yep, with insurance, with the vehicle, maintenance fees, and with the driver. $46.
So people need to fill this survey out. And
Yes.
also those people who live outside the city, should they be
Well,
contacting
how can you
their-
do it? How can you do that?
Well, so how we can do that? So we received close to $380,000 from the millage, which is very small, but then that's matched by MDOT, right? So MDOT gives us around $2-3 million, and then they match grant programs as well. So whatever particulars that we need to take care of within the system, we have to apply for, and then they match those funds.
Are the
But
individuals
primarily-
paying anything?
Yes, absolutely. So there's a fare attached to that. So for demand response, there's
Yeah.
$350 within the city, and outside the city, it's anywhere between $750 and $9.
Okay.
And then when I get on the bus in the city, what does that
Is that
cost
for a
me?
round trip?
No, that's from one way.
That's one way.
So $350 one way within the city limits, or $7 or $850 outside of the city limits.
So if you take me to Grass Lake, I just have to run in and pick something up. Will they wait for me and I come back out? I hope they're not gonna go back.
Absolutely, as long as you tell the dispatcher
That's
that's
what's
the
gonna happen.
situation.
That would
For
save
right
some
now,
money.
demand response is ADA compliant, so that means anyone who's in the wheelchair or physically needs assistance, and we take those calls first. Those get priority. Those individuals and any health runs get priority.
Okay.
It's required by the federal
Oh,
government.
we're out of time?
Wow. So can people call their townships if they live in Blackman or Summit and Leone and say, we really need this service?
Absolutely. I think you should let your elected officials know what
There
you
you
want.
go. All right, well, thanks, Simon.
Thank you, Laura. Appreciate it.
If you need to get that survey, I guess you can call my office. That's kind of the easiest, and we'll email it out to you, 780-3800. Also, we have a price reduction at 2701 Forest Lake, which is a great ranch home, just under 1,500 square feet. Forest Lake is on the corner, it's on the corner of Horton and Forest Lake. It's across from the country club. It's down to 109.9, 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, fireplace, move-in ready, freshly painted, new carpet, yada, yada, yada. And then it's frigid out there, so those people who, I found out I had a broken toilet today from the frozen water, or the frigid temperatures, and we had a pipe break, so watch your pipes. 780-3800.